we back with another episode of Stock Sundays. All right. I had to hook up this mic real quick. Sorry, I'm all discombobulated. It's been a long week. Look at that, as you can tell. So we back with another episode of Stock Sundays. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Tell me where you guys from. And then, yeah, man, today we're going to talk about my favorite day trading setups, my favorite swing trading setups of the week. I got about 3 swing trading setups. I got a few day trading setups. And yeah, man, we're going to get right into it, man, without further ado. Okay. You guys could hear me, all right? But yeah, man, we back with another episode of Stock Sundays. All right, so this is like episode like 140. It's been going on for about 3 to 4 years. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all tell me where y'all from and everything in the comments. And then also leave me a like. Let's get this video to 2,000 likes. And thank you guys for tapping in live, okay? Thank you guys so much for tapping in live. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into it without further ado. Hopefully the screen is correct. Yes, it is. Perfect. All right. Next week, we had President's Day last week. Consumer Confidence Index on Tuesday. Weekly unemployment claims. Let's go and look at earnings. Earnings whispers. Stock twits. All right. Let's look at what earnings we got. I always go here because it's the easiest way to get them. All right. I know we got NVIDIA next week. We got NVIDIA, CoreWeave. NVIDIA is going to be the big one. Home Depot. You guys comment which ones you guys like as well on this list. I see NVIDIA, which is the biggest one. TTD, SET, CRM, Kava, but NVIDIA and then hims and hers. So yeah, everything is in Duolingo as well. So we shall see, folks. All right. Somebody said Harlem in the house. Nice. Okay. Now, let's get into our chart. It looks like we're going to gap down, and I'm going to tell y'all why we're going to gap down. Because of this guy right here. Trump just announced 15% in global tariffs. So, I don't know. We shall see, if I'm being honest. But yeah, here we go with this tariff stuff again. And then I think the Supreme Court said his tariffs are unconstitutional. It's been a lot going on with Trump that we got to talk about. Supreme issues ruling. So they're basically saying they ain't going for that. But yeah, here he goes again with the tariffs. 15% tariffs, global tariffs. Yeah, he's doing it again. And look, here you go with the Iran threat. Just a lot going on. Trump has been very, very active. That's all I can say. Trump has been very, very active lately. And, all we can do is day trade from this point. So let's get into SPY real quick. If you guys don't know, I've been talking about it last Stock Sundays. We are in a channel. And again, just to keep repeating the same thing over and over again with this channel. Last time we had this channel was 2018. Now I need to go back and look at, exactly how we traded this channel, but there's the channel right there. I kind of showed you guys. And if you guys don't know what a channel is, we're in a horizontal channel. All right, so channel pattern. All right, let's get it. Let's see. There we go. We're in a horizontal channel. This is an ascending channel, descending channel. I just name them all channels. But basically, when you have a constant touch of support and resistance in a particular area, and that's usually on a daily, weekly, 5-minute, it could be on any channel. It could be anywhere. I think, here's another channel right here where you just got a lot going on. You get what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what you're looking at. And it'll either break the highs or it'll break the lows, if that makes sense. So right here, we have what? A horizontal channel. and we have some trade war news. And if we I'll show y'all what I'm looking at for SPY, just being honest. Because we're going to gap down, you know, possibly to support tomorrow. Who knows what'll happen? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure we're going to gap down. We can go look at ES futures, probably falling. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. Yeah. Futures is falling. And as you can see, we're going to be close. So SPY, yep, just as I predicted, will be close to about right here. So this level would correlate to that level that I'm telling you guys that I think we're going to possibly gap down to. So if we're correct, it'll be up. Remember I drew that white line? And I'll show you guys real quick so you guys can kind of see it side by side, how these correlate. So ES is just the futures of SPY, if that makes sense. And you're going to see how these white lines correlate. And then we go here, ES, mini, S&P 500, and you guys see what I'm talking about? So you see how the line kind of shows where we're at, where we're going to be at. So I personally, like I said, we're going to gap down here, possibly in the morning. And if we touch this level, I'm either going to take a bounce or, we probably got to take puts below with a target of here. So this is kind of like, as Brett would call it, a bull bear pivot right here. All right. This particular line is going to be my bull bear pivot. Basically, I'm going to look for either a bounce, confirmation on a bounce, or confirmation on break of lows. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY. We are gapping down right now, and that would be because of this guy right here, Trump. Take it or leave it. It is what it is. It's his last presidency. I guess that's why they make guys like him only be able to run a few times. All right. So we got us a little channel here going on, SPY gapping down. QQQ, let's look at QQQ. We got to go to the daily chart first. And then let's take off these strat numbers. Actually, we can keep these strat numbers on. We got a 3 candle. Again, I think QQQ, which is NQ, will gap down. And then, yeah, I don't really, it's going to be tough. Basically, we're going to have inside days. As you guys can see, we have a bunch of inside days going on within the market all across the S&P 500 right here. Like bunch of inside days. And then Amazon as well, Tesla as well. I was looking for Tesla to break highs. Again, bunch of inside days. So the market itself is stalled out, possibly going to gap down. We shall see. And again, if SPY decides to fail going higher and then breaks lower, that's not a good sign. I will say that because last time that happened, that's what happened. If we go to 2018. All right. 2018. Let me just scroll out and then we can possibly see it. Like, yep, right there. Do you guys see what happens? Whenever we get a failure to go higher, that's not a good sign. That means that's the first sign that it's and then it had a pin bar here too. But a failure to go higher in the channel is definitely not a good sign. All right. Just, telling people that much. So, we got to watch for that because that's what happened. If we look at history repeating itself, a failure to go higher and then a break of lows, let's go look where it could go. It could possibly go, I'll tell you guys where it goes all the time. For one, we at the 50 MA, the 100 MA, we already bounced off of it. Oh, we're at the 100. So the 100 MA is now catching up with all this chop. So that means the next stop is the 200. Which we have not touched the 200 in a minute. We're already at the 50, which that's kind of scary, which it really ain't. We haven't touched the 200 MA in a minute. I'd say at least broke down it, or 2025 March, and then broke above it May 2025. All right. So this could either be a retest of the 200 MA, because we're already, flirting with this 100. I mean, we keep bouncing off this 100, as you guys can see. We bounced off the 100 here, bounced off the 100, which is the white line, and then we're bouncing off the 100 again. So it's also important. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. I keep the 50 MAs, like the regular SMA. So these are SMAs, simple moving average. Okay. And basically, if you don't know what that means it takes the last 50 days closing prices, these prices up here where it says C. So it takes the last of the daily candles, by the way, the last 50 closing prices, and it pretty much adds them up and then divided by 50. The last 100 closing prices added up, divided by 100. The last closing prices. So it makes this line dynamic, which means it's automatic. So it moves as these closing prices start to, change every single close of the candle. So put a yes if you understand that. So I have my 50 MA, my 100 MA, and my 200 MA. Now, why do I have these particular MAs up? Is because when I'm swing trading or I'm looking at a large level like the daily chart, especially on the S&P 500, it gives you clues. Like, for instance, this is called a death cross. This is called a golden cross. And a golden cross is when the 50 crosses above the 200 MA, and a death cross. So you guys do get that. You guys are dope. Nice. All right. Okay. So a death cross is when the 50 crosses below the 200 MA. And when a death cross happens, that means that it's a signal that the market could go lower. And when a golden cross happens, when the purple line crosses above the 200 MA, that means that it's a signal that a bull market is coming. So a golden cross happened about right here. But look how late that signal is. So a golden cross happened when we're about to break all-time highs. Okay, so that's pretty much a late signal, but it went. So always remember that. Golden crosses, death crosses. Now, we're holding this 100. If we break this 100, it's nothing but room downward. And the levels we have downward would be here, here, which you could kind of put that right here because we got multiple touches of support. So yeah, if we get, and remember folks, the market always takes the elevator down and the staircase up. So that means look how it always falls sharply. So if it does fall, it'll fall pretty sharply. And if it, and remember, a correction is 10% and a bear market is 20% drop. Okay. And we're going to get into the other ones, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little lesson on, all of this. And we're going to get into my day trades and stuff. I already kind of broke that down. I don't really see anything. We're all in ranges. We already kind of looked at the fact that we can't really do anything except take some liquidity sweeps off lows. My biggest day trade I'd probably be watching would be SPY, which I'd be looking for a sweep of lows right here. So basically it's already gapping down to about right here. You can't really see it on here, but you can see it on ES. See that? It's already gapping down. So it's about right here, SPY. So I'm going to either, like I said, take a bounce or a breakdown. So I can't really tell you guys what I'll be doing until the morning time, technically for day trades, but I do have some swing trades. Now, before I show you guys my swing trades, make sure you guys, if you're not in Honey Drip, you know what I'm saying, make sure you tap in. Like, this person made 3,500 in a week. Nice. And like I said, these people, we're a community where you just can use us as confluence, 2,500 in a week. And this is based off our teachings, our ways, 1,700 in a week. And that's all we're practicing, folks, is consistency. It's all we believe in, okay? What you say, following the players this week with the GOATs. Nice. Okay. So make sure you guys tap in with that. Now let's go look at my favorite plays as far as swings. I would say as far as swings, and we'll answer questions at the end of this. My favorite swing trade, if I'm being honest, would be probably BNY. This bull flag. Let's see if this one actually is successful. We're going a 4-hour chart. Looks pretty good. Looks textbook to me. Thing is, this thing moves like not very like it's not liquid. Like it doesn't move a lot. Meaning like if it breaks this, it'll only go up what? The top is 62. The break is 60, damn near 61. So $1. So you got to go out short dated. And then, you know, the fact that it's above resistance already right here is kind of telling. So that's good news. If it breaks this, then, you know, that could be good news, good money. BNY would be my top swing based on this bull flag pattern. If you don't know what a bull flag pattern is, all right. I'm getting better at typing, by the way. I gotta type this stuff all the time. Bull flag pattern. Basically, we got a flag pole, flag channel, and then breakout. And I like to look at them on the 4-hour chart. So that would be number one. Number two would be UPS. I think somebody said something about how they lost their Amazon contract for the same reason. But I would say BNY if we're just gonna chuck it up to one. I just like BNY. I'm not really watching anything else. I won't even just give you guys another one after that, to be honest, because it's really there's nothing else I'm watching besides BNY. Let me go look on my notes. Oh, what I had. PEP, BNY, UPS. All right. So we go look at PEP 2, Pepsi, which looks like some type of flag to me as well. You know, so we shall see. Looks like it's basing. You know, Pepsi could be one as well. Already hit resistance though right here and rejected. So I don't really like that. I would go with BNY. And then you could take Pepsi if it breaks that level as well. But BNY would be the one that looks the most technically sound to me. Okay. And Tesla, of course, I'm watching all, you know, all the top stocks for a day trade. Tesla, of course, like I said, I'm watching above this white line, but again, we're going to gap down anyway. So, you know, because we're gapping down, we got to look for, you know, other things going on. Like it ain't really no point if we're going to gap down. I would look at QQQ for a bull bear pivot, you know, either bounce here or break below here. But then again, the risk reward is very low. We got a $4 move. So, you know, below this green line or bouncing on this green line would be what I watch for QQQ. If you want to look on the hourly chart right there. And yeah, other than that, folks, that's all I really see. BNY would be my favorite swing setup, my favorite day trade setup. Oh, let me go look at BTC since somebody brought it up. Oh, shit. God damn. Well, it's coming down. It's a bad candle, though. It's a bad mamma jamma, as they would say. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, she's a bad mamma jamma. All right. So Bitcoin, you know, cheaper now. That's all I can say about that. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting Monday. Head and shoulders. Yep. See that? Head and shoulders. Bitcoin could get to 20,000, something like that. That could be bad. Yeah. It's taking everybody's money, isn't it? Shout out to the gurus who said I was an idiot. You know, we cool though. We cool. So, yeah, let's answer some questions, folks. See that? We got. I think somebody gave me this shirt, by the way, at the what you call it. But let's answer some questions. What about the 15% tariffs? Yeah, we covered that. I covered that earlier. I covered that with this one when we were talking about Trump right here. Basically, yeah. I mean, I'm just so I ain't even about to read all that. That guy right there. I'm just gonna wait till they say throw it off. Please don't forget small accounts this week. Oh, no. We did great on small accounts, by the way, last week. I went about 4 out of 5. Midas went like 3 for 3. So, we missed 1 or 2 out of 7, 5 out of 7, something like that. Or not my fault, 6 out of 8, 6 out of 8. So yeah, small accounts, of course. That's all I'm gonna be focused on this week. What do you think about SPY? I missed that. SPY is I said this numerous times, but SPY is coming down. If you look at ES mini futures to see what's going on, we go to the 5-minute chart. SPY is going to gap down more than likely based on where we are now. So I'm gonna show you right here. ES mini futures. SPY is going to gap down. Robinhood, Silver, RSV. Do you trade spreads or just single call puts? Single call puts. Let's go look at Hood. I like to risk it for the biscuit. Hood is coming down again. It's at the 61.8 fib level, looking like it's going to come down. So I may add some shares to my portfolio. If anything, all-time high 66 looks like a good, entry as far as right here, previous all-time highs. Hood, for the person who asked for Hood. Are you looking to swing SPY? No, I am not. I would not swing SPY. I would not. I want to know if you can teach me. I can teach you. All right, for everybody who wants to be taught and you are somebody who wants a beginner's course, just head in my chat. I'm going to show you where to go for everybody. Just come here and it's so many lessons and stuff like that. But I also do classes every week. So that's the thing. So not only will I teach you, but for people who just want some cheap how to trade, just go to 1 through 6 real quick in my chat if you're in there. And I'll post a link in the description. Just go through 1 through 6. You get what I'm saying? Look at options, look at candlesticks, look at support resistance, chart patterns, charting, how to chart, how to be a profitable, trader and everything, think profitably, all that. You get what I'm saying? For the people who want to be taught real quick. And then you just come in my chat and then all you got to do is watch and learn. Okay? You think Hood will rebound? Yes, I do. All right. Please, no drama, ask real questions. I'm signing up for the small accounts. Yes, tap in. Small account challenge went crazy last week. I went on like a 4-trade winning streak. Yes. Are you finna drop the recording of the class you just did? Yes, I am, Young World. Shout out to you. Thank you for being in Honey Drip. What about hymns? Shoot, I don't know. Silver going up, it could. Sign up for Honey Drip March 3rd. That's my baby girl birthday. Shout out to you. I miss class. Please provide the link. I got you. Let's see what Sue said. Do you avoid the trade if top-down analysis is conflicting? For example, daily time frame looks bullish, but smaller time frames look bearish. Nah, if it has a liquidity sweep or something, I'll take it. I will only avoid it. You actually got a point. I'll tell you when you avoid it. That's a great question, Sue. I'll show you. So if we go to QQQ, I'm gonna show you on the chart real quick because you are right. Because this does happen. So the weekly chart, QQQ did this. Remember we was doing Stock Sundays about a few weeks ago, right? And QQQ had you know what, let me just delete all these. Okay. So if you remember, we were doing Stock Sundays a minute ago, like a few Sundays ago. And I said, look, folks, watch out because QQQ has a rejection point on the weekly chart, right? So here's where I would say that you are right, especially with swings. When weekly candles conflict. Now, QQQ has a bullish engulfing here. So, that's also the irony. But I knew that if QQQ broke this low, its target would be this low, right? And that's what happened. So it didn't matter if we wicked up a little bit here, I knew that we would have to come down eventually this week because it just looks, we have a rejection point and a pin bar rejection and a strategy. So that would be a 2-2 bearish reversal. Okay. So I knew that, so yes, you're right. If the weekly, if we have certain stuff going on the weekly, but right now we have a bullish engulfing on the weekly chart. So could we think QQQ could go up or bounce and go up? Possibly. But yes, sometimes the higher time frames does give me a bias, and this is a prime example of that. But, rightfully so, we had a rejection, a double top, and a pin bar, a bearish pin bar with a dope strat setup on the weekly chart. All right, so great question, Sue, and shout out to you. Did you learn all your skills from the internet and books or more from people you're surrounding yourself with? I would say a combination of everything. See, the stock market, you're going to be a sponge. But you guys also have to understand I've been trading for a long time. So, for me, it's let me show you. Like just proof. Like I know I do this a lot, but I just so you know I'm not lying to you. Like you got to understand, like I've been doing this so long that it's a combination of everything, bro. Like, for instance, you may see somebody like me post stupid gains, right, on leaps, and you gonna be like, what's option leaps? All I heard was, you see what I'm saying? So sometimes it don't even be that somebody taught you, somebody did something, and then you go research it yourself. You get what I'm saying? So look, as you can see, I've been doing this since trading options since 2018 and just, making thousands from the markets since 2018, but I've been investing since 2016. But I wasn't really making nothing, but I've been investing. So yes, like for instance, you may see on my profile something like this. I'll show you. The first thing you see is what? This, right? So I may not have taught you leaps, but then you may look at it and be like, how did this man make 1.1 million in a year? What are those? All right, I'm gonna try that. What's that, right? So that's pretty much how you learn in the market. It's just paying attention and keeping your eyes peeled and following the right people and being in the right environments. Thank you, Aristotle. You're a great teacher. You're welcome, Sue. Can you go over AMD levels to watch for? Sorry if I miss y'all questions. I love everybody in this chat. Anybody who supports me, I love. All right. If you hate me, I hate you too. If you love me, I love you. All right. That's me. Let me go over AMD for this person real quick. And I'm just going random based on what I want to answer. All right. So don't, if I miss you, just know it's all love. All right. AMD, if we go to the weekly chart, we have a 1-2 reversal. But if we go to the daily chart, we are, so basically I'm watching this level just to make it long story short, make a long story short. I'm watching above this level, but then again, remember we're gapping down. So more than likely AMD will gap down and then, ooh, perfect. You know what? You're right. I'll watch for this level right here for it to bounce. I'll be taking the AMD bounce at this level right here. We go to the hourly chart. Let me take these. You see this 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 support level. Let me take these strat candles out real quick. So that's a good thing. You just gave me a trade idea. If AMD comes down here, because it's going to gap down, it's either going to break below this level or we're going to get us a liquidity sweep. So I'm looking for AMD to kind of act like it's going to break down. And then I'm going to see if we can take a bounce off AMD. So AMD could actually be a good day trade. Yep, that's a good day trade right here that we could take, and then we could probably take the gap fill. So yeah, for sure. Big up yourself, Aristotle. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So AMD is actually, you just gave me just going to look at it. And sometimes you got to look at stuff multiple times, folks. Multiple times. So I think AMD could be a good order block. I mean, liquidity sweep trade. See, this better be a great stock. I'm telling you. I'm about to go look at it privately and go see. No. I don't like to take momentum trades. At least to call or signal, but it is going up. I won't say it's, a terrible trade or anything, but it's not really my style. Hey, Aristotle, can you give a quick opinion on IWM and it's the same pattern as SPY? IWM, let's go and see if we can get us something on IWM. 5-minute chart. Kind of scroll out a little bit. Choppy the last few days. I mean, besides taking this green line right here. See this green line? Same thing I'm watching for AMD. Either a bounce, probably a bounce off this green line. So yes, everything is given. If you notice, because we're gapping down, I'm watching for liquidity sweeps. Basically acting like it's going to, basically a fake of a break below and then a bounce, if that makes sense. So IWM, I'll be watching for this green level right here, because as you can see, we got a bounce here, a liquidity sweep here. This is a sweep right here. You know what I'm saying? And then see that? So I'm pretty sure we're going to gap down. So I will watch for a liquidity sweep and some calls above or something like that. Or some puts. We're going to see if it keeps going lower, then we look for some puts. It breaks this level, then I look for some puts. What's up with the new app Trading with the Hive? Brett breaks it down every pre-market webinar. And also, folks, if you want Stock Sundays every single day, tap in with Brett for a pre-market webinar. All right, tap in with Brett. Somebody said your interview with 85 South about how to properly invest, risking only 400 per trade. We're really risking 1,000. All right, but I get what you're saying. To make $400 a day was life-changing advice. Appreciate it. It be the little things, man. It be the little things that matter. It be the little things. What's good, Aristotle? Currently trading NQ and ES future market. How about the opinion? I mean, I don't trade futures, but more power to anybody who does it. You get what I'm saying? Lyft. I mean, we took profits on Lyft during the leaps, but if Lyft could still be a good, ad. You get what I'm saying? Lyft could still be a good ad for a long term. It's back at this level here. So Lyft, Uber, all that. And that's what you want, folks. You want opportunities to buy back in. I've been saying I wanted Uber to fall. So I want everybody to understand that too. You ask for a cheaper stock, and then when it happens, everybody's like, well, I'm losing money. And I always say that with bull markets. You got to be careful because that's their whole game and that's their whole goal. Is to lose people money. But yeah, that's it, folks. That's all I really got. Make sure you guys tap in to Stock Sundays every day. I mean, every week on YouTube Live, 8 p.m. Make sure you guys join the community. If you have not, shout out to everybody who joined in today. Love you guys so much. It's your boy Aristotle. I'm out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this.